Doamnelor și domnilor, astăzi din nou avem privilegiul să primim un interviu din partea doamnei ambasador Kathleen Kavalec, Ambasadorul Statelor Unite la București. Ambassador, thank you for accepting this interview.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Those are very difficult times we are living in, and the United States and Romania both have victims in the horrible attack that Hamas terrorists launched in Israel on October 7th. There are also hostages with dual citizenship, both Romanian and American. This new axis of evil between Iran and Russia is trying to create an extended war in the Middle East and a worldwide crisis from the Black Sea to the Red Sea and Mediterranean. What is your evaluation about this crisis, and what is the message that you can send to Romanian authorities?
Yeah, well, first of all, as you say, it's a very difficult period, and our hearts and sympathies go out to the families of those who have been killed in this conflict, this most recent conflict, including Romanians and Americans. I know that 5 Romanians have lost their lives, and I want to convey our sympathies to their families. And also the hostages, we are working very hard and support all the efforts to get the hostages released, including, I know there are Romanian hostages. We were thankful that we were able to get 2 American hostages out. But what we see here and what we see in Ukraine are attacks designed to destroy neighboring democracies by Putin and by Hamas. And we are glad to stand together with Romania in support of Israel's right to defend itself and its duty, and also to support humanitarian needs in this difficult situation. The United States has been working very hard to ensure that those who need and want to leave the Gaza area are able to do so to get the hostages out, but to also ensure that humanitarian aid can come in and that the rules of war are respected, that there's water, that there's electricity. So we will continue to work with our allies and partners, including Romania, to try to address the terrible consequences of this conflict.
Ambassador, the Romanian president and the Romanian defense minister mentioned that the United States gave a strong support for Romania since the Russian attacks near the Black Sea and the Danube Delta increased. And they mentioned a concrete support coming from the United States. What is your evaluation about those Russian attacks close to the Romanian and NATO border? And we saw that United States gave a strong support with the new F-16 coming for air policing in Romania. What is your evaluation about this, and what other levels of cooperation from military point of view would give United States to Romania?
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's important to note that these attacks by Russia on this infrastructure is another indication of Russia's willingness to attack civilian targets, to attack civilian infrastructure, and to undercut the shipment of grain to world markets. So we absolutely could condemn these attacks. Of course, as an ally of Romania, we have provided assistance into the investigations of these incidents, including technical support at the request of the Romanian government. And as you mentioned, we've increased the presence of U.S. aircraft, F-16s, for air policing missions, for deterrence and defense. And we remain engaged in a conversation with the Romanian government and are open to discussing other ways in which we can be helpful in this situation. We welcome, by the way, Romania's decision to host an F-16 training center here in Romania. I think this is something that is a huge contribution for NATO, because there are many countries that would benefit within NATO from this training center, not only Romania, but other countries as well. And with Lockheed Martin playing a role in this. We're supportive of their efforts, and will continue to support the overall effort there.
Ambassador, what kind of cooperation can United States and Romania have in order to increase the grain transit from Ukraine to the Black Sea, looking that there are more and more threats from Russia, that NATO is working on a NATO task force group in the Black Sea, in Romania, Bulgaria and Turkey.
Yeah.
What is the United States contribution in order to make more secure this corridor?
Well, as you indicated, we've been working closely with the EU on this to facilitate, first of all, talks between Romania, Moldova, and Ukraine on ways to make sure that the grain is able to exit Ukraine and go to world markets through the Danube and through Constanța port. So we've supported efforts to modernize the infrastructure and to ensure that there is safety for the ships that are able to transit this area. And we're also supportive of the talks with Bulgaria and Turkey on mine clearing and other means to ensure the safety of navigation in this area. Once again, I think Romania has stepped up in a very constructive way to help ensure that the grain is able to get out to world markets. I think the latest figure I saw is that 30 million tons of Ukrainian grain has gone out either through the Danube or Constanța ports. And I think, as President Iohannis said, 60% of all the grain that is leaving Ukraine is going through Romania. So that's a huge contribution, I think, to global food security, but also will be a contribution to the Romanian economy in terms of improved infrastructure and jobs, frankly. So we will continue to support these efforts. There will be more talks in the future to look at some of the improvements, such as night navigation for ships on the Danube, and other ways in which we can strengthen the infrastructure together.
Ambassador, what is the American perspective of the Romanian government from political point of view, the status of economy, and the performance that they are doing or not?
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to say that, you know, we have very good relations with the government, and I think great cooperation in terms of our strategic partnership and improved economic ties. It's not for me really to get into, you know, political analysis. That's not my role, but I would say that we're pleased with the cooperation and that we see real improvements in terms of economic ties. We are seeing more American investors interested in coming to Romania. In fact, we have a trade mission coming next month that will be visiting both Romania and Poland, of 20 companies interested in the defense and aerospace sectors, which I think is a strong indication of interest there. We are seeing that American companies who are already present in Romania are growing and expanding. I was just at the Ford plant, where they have just added 1,300 new jobs in Craiova and have invested something like $300 million more to expand production lines and exports. So we see a lot of progress in these areas. We are happy that U.S. companies are playing a positive role in the Romanian economy. In fact, if you look at the last 15 years since I left, when I was here before, we see that the number of American companies has doubled, and we see that the trade has tripled. So I think that, I mean, the Romanian economy has grown a great deal in that time as well, and we're glad to be part of that growth. In terms of what can be done better, you know, our investors are always interested in seeing transparency, predictability in the kind of rules and regulations and the tax system here in Romania. So we continue to advocate whenever we get a chance with the Romanian government, that there be clarity, predictability, transparency, that there not be a lot of changes, all the time in these different regulatory systems. So that's one area where we would hope to see, improvements over time. I also want to mention our work together on the visa waiver program. We're working very closely with the Romanian government to try to bring Romania into that program. And I would like to take this opportunity to encourage anyone who has had a visa in the past to renew their visa because we want to get more applications. The nice thing about renewing your visa is you can do it online. You don't need to do an interview. And if you do that, you will help us towards our goal of bringing Romania into the visa waiver program. Again, you can renew online. It's a very simple process. And if you've had a visa in the past, even if it expired 4 years ago, you can still renew online without coming into the embassy.